Coach, I'd like to talk to you about Trayvon Morig.
Okay.
This is a guy I thought had a terrific rookie season around the NFL when I was talking to other executives and coaches going into last year. Give me a Raider that you think really in year two can. And I've talked to Trayvon about this because it's not attacking him. Year two wasn't as successful as year one. What do you want to see from him to get him back? Because he's got all the God-given raw talent you just can't teach. What is it you want to see from him in year three?
The biggest thing for Trayvon is don't worry about any expectations. We know that he is a really good player, just like the other guys in the room. I think that he raises a level of the safety room and of the DB room. You see guys gravitate to him. He's a guy who communicates well. You just want him to just be comfortable in the defensive scheme and allow his athleticism to take place.
Is it fun coaching a guy who is just honest? It wasn't good enough. I mean, there's no excuses. I mean, that's got to be refreshing to you as a coach.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the biggest thing for all of us in this league is, in order to get better, and you talk to really the greats. I mean, there's a level of humility, and I think that just comes with playing in the National Football League. And that comes from Josh, that comes from Pat Graham.
Yes, sir.
So when it comes from the top, Dave, from the owner, it's about the biggest thing is we know that there's a level of expectation here.
Yes, sir.
But the biggest thing for us is just to approach it and just be humble in that approach.
Obviously, we know Nate was injured last year, so we're not pretending like that didn't impact him. But he played more on the outside last year than in his rookie campaign where he was super successful. Would you perceive in year three maybe him getting more reps back on the inside again?
The biggest thing is, though, we see Nate as a defensive back. So when we
Anywhere.
say defensive back, I mean, he can play corner, he can play, I think he can play anywhere that Pat Graham needs him to play.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And when you have guys like that can play in multiple positions, I think that makes it harder on the offense.
That's a good point. Sam Webb. Josh has been very vocal. He has an affinity for Sam. UDFA, scrapper. This is a guy who doesn't think he's owed anything. He's got to earn it all. How fun is it? And what do you like about Sam? And what are some things you want to see from him with camp on the horizon?
When you speak to that about guys feeling like they're not owed anything and scrappers and just blue-collar guys, but once again, when you talk about our best defensive player, you talk about Max Crosby.
Yeah.
I mean, he's that. So he's the leader of our defense. We all know that. And I think that just trickles down. I think Sam is the same way. Guys just go out there and just look to work hard. And that's what Sam does.
Marcus Epps, I think, was an underrated free agent sign. I think you guys stole him. They did not want to lose him in Philly, but it just didn't work with the dollars. How excited were you when they came in and Ziegler says, all right, we got you Marcus Epps. That had to be a good day for you.
Oh, it's a great addition for us. We know that. Marcus, more than anything, is a professional. He puts the team first. He adheres to everything that Josh says and then Pat Graham says in terms of, because we know right now our moniker, our battle cry on defense is effort, communication, and discipline. And he's come in and he's picked that up and he's leading us in that direction.
Chris Smith, again, a guy, I don't care about the intangibles. I don't care about what anyone says about size. He plays with heart. He's a football player. How much do you you got that guy and what he's going to bring to your defensive backfield?
I mean, we're excited to have him. The guy's had a lot of success in college. And with that comes confidence. With that, there's a level of experience. He's played in a lot of big games, so the stage isn't too big for him. We're excited to just continue to develop the player.
You got a packed room and not a lot of roster spots. You're going to be cutting guys this year who are going to play on other NFL teams. As an NFL coach, that's just basically the biggest hope you can have is to have enough talent that you're cutting guys who are going to play somewhere else, isn't that?
Yeah, well, as a coach, you want every guy that you coach and add a room that you can help him to have a career in the National Football League. That's why we do it. That's why we coach, to see these guys have success, not only with us, but if they have to move on. We know the NFL is a numbers game. Everybody won't be able to make it. We know that. We understand that. But it's my job, it's our job as coaches to make sure we put them in the best position and get the best out of them.
I totally agree. Okay, Coach, a lot of times you hear coaches talk about defensive backs. Some of the biggest key is the ability to flip your hips. And fans sometimes will say to me, what does that mean? Can you explain to a fan, when you talk about a guy's ability to flip his hips, what does that mean to you?
Well, the biggest thing when you start talking about how to flip your hips, I think that guys have to understand what it is to have a flip flop, and to understand when a guy's breaking a cushion, that's not what's spoken of enough. You have to understand that. You have to be able to negotiate the speed coming at you. You have to understand when that guy's sitting down, you have the ability to sit down and play on one plane.
Yeah.
So now you got me geeking out.
No. But fans love that. They want to hear from you.
But that's the thing. It's not just as simple as can a guy flip his hip and do drills? So it's all about those guys being able to feel speed, understand that speed coming at them, and then now how do you respond as opposed to react to movement?
So when I tell fans, when they ask me, what does it mean when they say that, and I tell them it's literally an ability to adjust, change directions, move your body. Am I being proper in my? I mean, I know it's a very simpleton version, but is that not a good explanation of what it means?
Yeah, yes, it is. But just to take it a little further, we don't even really say adjust or react. The biggest thing is respond.
Respond, okay.
So in a response, so we have a trained movement based on what they do, which allows the best of the best guys to be able to get to those routes faster.
Okay. Last one for me. I really like Ja'Cory Bennett. I covered the Big Ten before I came to cover the Raiders. I think that guy real potential to be a steal. And I want to ask you, because not a lot of corners are aggressive. He plays corner like a linebacker. He loves to go up and smack people. In this league, Patrick Mahomes can run full speed towards the line of scrimmage, stop on a dime, and if you're rushing up because you think he's running, he tosses it over your head. For a guy like him, how hard is it to adjust with, I got to stay with my guy till the quarterback crosses the line? How hard is that to learn?
Well, the biggest thing is you have to listen, you have to watch tape, you have to understand that what the guys are telling you, they're telling you from experience. The beautiful thing about our room is the guys are trying to help each other, and that's everybody. That's from the young guys, that's from the old guys. We're just trying to open it up to have open dialogue, help each other have the best room. So I think he is a good listener. He's a humble player. So, I think that he'll learn quickly.
All right, my last question for you is about you.
Okay.
I love watching you because even when you're mad, you're smiling. You're loving. To me, you and Carmen are very similar. That you're two guys that don't feel like you deserve to be here. You earned it. And you appreciate this opportunity. Would you talk about your love for being a Raider, your love for being in the game, and your love for football? Because it's so evident watching you coach.
I appreciate that.
I watch you chew guys out and smile.
Well, I'll say this. When you start talking about the Raiders in general, I grew up in the LA area. I went to Lusinger High School.
Okay.
So I've watched games in the LA Coliseum. So to understand and understand what this franchise has a special place, with me, just in general, just growing up where I did. I mean, you're a Raider, So, but in terms of coaching the player, I think the biggest thing is and I got this from a guy that was here. He coached me in college, and Rob Marinelli, and he was like, know the man before you coach the man. And that allows you to be able to be tough on guys because they know you're coming from a place, of love, a place where ultimately you want them to be better. And next, I always speak to the guys who help me is Johnny Holland, who's a coach, a veteran coach there in San Francisco. He always, when I played for him in Houston, the biggest thing is he said, don't forget, the person who's most upset about making a mistake is the player. So as you do it, make sure you go over there just to correct, the play and speak to them. You know what I mean? So speak to the play, correct the play, and not always the person.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach.